是华尔街时刻，我是美少于超。那么近期我们看到美股是屡创新高，那么今天道琼斯工业指数也是再创历史新高，在短短的12个月的时间里，连续跨越了4个1000点的关口点。那么通常在道指这种有重大突破的时候，比如突破2万点这种里程碑关口的时候，纽交所的交易大厅都会给各种交易员发放标有这个历史性的关口点数的这个新高的这种帽子，所有的交易员都会戴着，比如说像2000点的这样的一个帽子交易呢，以此来算是一种庆祝。但是这次的股市是以迅雷不及掩耳之势就有了这种突破，以至于我们今天午盘都没来得及印好这个23000点的这个帽子和其他的记录性的物件。那么这次美股的持续的飙升，其原因也包括第3季度财报季的利好、市场基本面的稳固和市场对于税改的这个消化的多方作用。那么第3季度的财报盈利，华尔街分析师此前是普遍给了较低的预期，这也使得所以这种相对保守的业绩展望，使得整个这个季度的公司的业绩表现可以轻松的超出预期。同时我们也看到很多投资人都在担心市场这一波又一波的涨势能否持续下去，哪一天会突然到达一个临界点。那么市场现在是无法对此做出一个这样准确的预期，但是基于我们对各方银行和机构分析的总结来看，市场还将继续上涨，这也是令黄金重回到一个涨势区间的原因之一。对于市场持续走高的这种担忧，你是需要考虑黄金等的这种以此来对冲的。那么再者还有地缘政治因素的这种诱因的诱导，以及美元整体在一个低位徘徊的作用。那么本周我们也是所采访的交谈中，有3位华尔街分析师均给出了对黄金走势短期相对乐观的一个预期。那么本期我们来连线 CME 芝加哥商品交易所交易员 Bob， 听听他对市场新高背后真正推动的原因的分析，以及大宗商品原油和黄金走势的解读。Hi Bob, market cap reached record highs. October continues to have unusually positive months. So strategists are concerned that economic data could soon lose its power to boost the market. How do you analyze the market's fundamentals for now?
Well, the fundamentals are good structurally. We have a very low expectations for earnings this quarter. And that's a very good game that the U.S. corporations have been able to play to manage their stock price. They put a lower bar, they sort of manage the expectations down, and then they leap over that bar when they release earnings. We saw mixed bank earnings. We're going to see some more of that this week. So the fundamentals overall are okay. It's more about the interest rate policy, honestly, than it is about stock fundamentals at this point as to whether the rally continues. I believe the rally will continue.
Then, with 2 months before the December FOMC meeting, the market had priced in a high degree of confidence, over 80% chance at its peak of a hike, and the 10-year yield reached its top end of its 6 months trading range near 2.40%. So will the bullish outlook for Treasuries weigh on the dollar?
No, because I think the outlook is going to slowly change. So I think you're going to see the dollar strengthen. We're on a mini 3-day rally, nothing really to speak of in the U.S. dollar. And again, I think the market is finally starting to believe the Fed that they are going to hike rates, and probably not just once. Not just in December and then just stop for 2018. They'll probably do 1 to 2, possibly even 3 more in 2018, which over time is going to strengthen the dollar. And then the contrasting pair, which is the euro-US dollar, which is the most highly traded pair, the ECB is sticking to their guns of lower rates. So the dollar is going to be the store of value for people wanting to hang on to the stronger currency. Hasn't happened yet because the currency is still in a bit of a downtrend. Looks like it's just rallying against that downtrend. But I think the treasuries are the key to it. If you see us break above that 240 yield you mentioned, then that's a good sign that dollar strength is probably a little bit longer lasting this time.
There also appears to be growing skepticism over the prospect of tax reform in the U.S. So do you consider tax reform still as a huge boosting agent for market?
Factually, no. But from an optics perspective, from the way that the market's going to perceive it, probably. I would think that there's probably a little bit of tax reform still priced into the market. I think the vast majority of market participants are a little skeptical that it's going to get done even for 2018. But the political sort of specter, the political theater, is that the Republicans have to get something done or they're going to absolutely get crushed in the 2018 elections, the midterm elections. So that's really what a lot of people have their hopes pinned on. So I think something will get done, but it'll be a pretty muted tax reform plan. It won't be reform. It'll just be some sort of corporate tax cut that the Democrats can agree with.
Let's switch to the commodity market. Crude oil prices rise as conflict escalates in Iraq's Kurd-rich Kirkuk. So oil price from this region is at risk. Should this geopolitical issue still be the most important factor to analyze oil price and market momentum?
It is one of a number of very important things to analyze the oil market. Geopolitical risk, it all depends on the region. There's 400,000 barrels that come out of the Iraqi Kurdish region. So that's almost 20% of Iraq's overall production. So it's a very important region. But when you have something going on in a smaller producing area like somewhere in South America or even certain sections of Mexico, then no. It really is a case-by-case basis in terms of geopolitical tension. You wouldn't worry about anything happening, let's say in the Emirates, because it's just not that much of an oil producer. So yes, it's one of the many factors, but right now the supply and demand is always what plays out in crude oil, and the geopolitics plays into supply and demand. To what level is what matters.
Drillers killed 5 oil rigs in the week of October 13th, bringing the total count to 743, the lowest since early June. Oil consumption has also been strong, especially in China. Do you focus this condition will continue?
I do. I think lower rig counts is now a trend. In the last 10 weeks, we've had 8 Fridays of lower rig counts, 1 of higher rig counts, which was only 1 rig, and then 1 of flat, no change from the prior week. That to me is now a trend. This, as you mentioned, is the biggest loss of rigs that we've had. So again, I think that's now a trend. Again, as I mentioned earlier, supply and demand in crude oil wins the day always. And this is a supply issue going out 3 to 6 months from now, not necessarily spot oil, but as you go out the curve, you're going to start to see higher or lower prices because the crude oil up front is more valuable because there may be less supply. So yes, demand is increasing. Supply hasn't fallen off yet. But again, if OPEC and Russia were to extend the agreement and we continue to see further rig count losses, yes, it's a bullish environment for crude oil.
Gold steadied above a key psychological level of 1,300 today, buoyed by worries over Iran. While a firm dollar rebound sentiment in this condition, usually how should investors do to calculate and focus on trending and trading on gold?
Well, to me, the key level was 1296 this week. We got to close above that on Friday. That told me we were going higher. That particular close, the price action analysis of gold is the way to go because gold is a 2-headline story, and you mentioned them both. It is geopolitics and it is the U.S. dollar. There was a comment coming out of North Korea that we heard that said Kim Jong-un is not interested in diplomacy until they've developed a missile that can hit the east coast of the United States. So it doesn't look like that's calming down at all. But with gold, it is all about price action. Gold and the dollar can rally together if it's geopolitics pushing gold higher. And that is what's happening right now. It is geopolitics. So if we see the dollar continue to rally and geopolitics calms down, then gold will go back to 1,300 and probably sit there.
好的，以上就是本期的金石华尔街时刻，我是米少于超，下期我们再会。